Right. Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well this evening. I am doing some F-16 stuff, as the title says. Specifically, I'm over Syria.
Copy.
This mission is kind of, our server is like circa 1988-ish, so
NVG installed.
got some unguided stuff and some winders, so this should be interesting. Anyway though, we're gonna get started up here real quick. And then we're gonna get going here. This should be interesting. Now, I don't have any waypoints, but I do know that I'm trying to go about this direction. 198. Take off from here. 52. That would 52550. And I wait for alignment.
Request startup. Clear for startup. Wind 014 at 2 meters per second. Request taxi to runway. Clear to taxi to runway 30.
Yes. Alright, let's get going here. Have AWACS? I think so. Okay. Hold position.
Hold position. Hold position. Hold position. Hold position.
I'm gonna disregard that because it's the only one.
Hold position. 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 Hold position.
Alright, well that's bugged. What heading did I need to go on from here? There, perfect. Bring my weapons here. CCIP, probably want to do single. Fine. The jammer operational, have all ballistics on countermeasures. We're going to set this to semi-automatic. There we go.
X-Men 1, request bogey dope. X-Men 1, request bogey dope. 1, Rob 262 for 140 at 27,000 gold.
A little bit more speed here, use that burner a bit more. Alright, let's see. How far am I at? 72 miles now. I'm gonna switch. Air mode. I'm just gonna stay here. My audio real quick. Let's see. How far? Okay. Okay. Interesting thing is going to be to have to find these targets that are on the ground. And then, you know, find them visually, and then have to hit them with our unguided marker 2 slicks. How's it going? You stuck at work? That's too bad, dude. Do you play DCS or? Oh, Nat, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. You haven't missed anything, nothing interesting has happened yet. I started up and took off. Now I'm flying in a straight line. I have Sidewinders and Mark 82s and a jammer, and I'm gonna really try not to get shot down. I'm trying to challenge myself a bit more. I don't know where anything really is on the map. Can't see it. I know there's stuff in this direction, which I want to go after. It's kind of Desert Stormy era, late 80s. So, no AMRAMs and no targeting pod. You don't have the lantern, so you can't use that. So... hey, yeah, I'm flying to Palmyra, though. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to get shot down a lot. But that's fine. I don't think... I spectated earlier just to kind of find an area, and I didn't think there were too many around here. And I got AWACS and stuff, so I'm not really... too concerned at the moment. My bigger issue will be SAMs and AAA, especially AAA in this area that I've headed to.
Oh my god, he's screaming.
Hi, Aggie.
Hi. I see you are doing old school
Yes.
F-16 stuff.
Yeah. Flying over the middle of absolutely nowhere right now. I took off from Iraq and now I'm in Syria.
Nice. Don't know about the 4 winders, but other than that, it looks good.
For like Desert Storm era?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would do 4 Sidewinders sometimes. Generally speaking, it was just 2, but I have seen a number of pictures where they would do 4. If that,
I've never seen pictures where they do 4, but I believe you.
I've seen it. It's definitely less common, but I got my Desert Storm livery too.
Which one is it?
Whatever this squadron, 642, I think, of Torrejon in Spain. Alright, straight line. I don't really know where these targets are, so...
Oh my god, you have NVGs. That's also illegal.
Yeah, well, it said 1988, but they didn't... on the server, but they didn't restrict any of the stores or anything. So I could have taken AMRAMs, which was cheating, and I also could have had my Jehemics, but I didn't want to have that, so I...
Oh, you're on a multiplayer server. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I just
I
did...
thought you were in a single player thing.
Nah. No, if I was in single player, I would do it even more correct. But I gotta make do, because every single server that does this, they never give you the option to have no, you know, helmet-mounted device.
Yeah.
You need to add that ability so you can change it.
Yeah. At least it's not as bad as Contention, where they say it's an 80s server, like 80s Fox 1, but like literally every 4th gen jet that can use targeting pods, and like you can use Lightning, you can use HTS pod, you can use HMD. Like,
yeah, I think I could have done that on this with the F-16, but I'm not. I didn't really check any of the other aircraft, so I don't actually know how faithful they were to it.
I just hate those servers that market themselves as like 80s,
Yeah.
but they're like, especially Contention. Contention is not 80s. Contention is modern without Fox 3s and JDAMs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Gimbo.
Jimbo. Good evening.
He hasn't even talked yet.
I said good evening.
No, that was me.
Oh. Oh, he's on his phone, so he's gonna have the most spectacular audio quality ever.
Oh, great. Good evening.
There we go.
There he is.
What's the sortie tonight, gents?
Currently, I'm flying an F-16. I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm on... I forget what's her. It's like VF-81. It's like the Syria hardcore one. The difference seems to be that there's no labels or anything, which is what I wanted. Like on the map. So I have to not cheat. Alright, now I have to look for some small needles in a haystack. Or some
I'm
very...
just hanging out here for a bit. I'm gonna go to bed soon.
Alright.
But,
Hey, for you.
What'd you say?
huh?
Is late for you.
Yeah, it is.
Those are friendlies that are on the runway, I know that.
One day when we do a stream with you, we're gonna have to start it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Me and Whisper streamed like last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, we did some stuff in the Tomcats, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working
Kyle
on
was
a...
the fail.
It was so funny, it was an hour and a half and we fired no missiles.
Yeah.
And got shot down like twice.
Oh damn.
But we did like operate well. We just
Yeah,
got on left.
yeah, we
were
just-
going up.
It was...
We were going up against an SA-8 and a Tunguska.
There's
so
an SA-8
like,
and a Tunguska. The terrain was difficult, so we had to get high up so we could actually, you know, engage it and see it.
Oh yeah, and there was also like an Su-25 or something circling above us.
Yeah. So we kinda got unlucky. Alright, I see a thing in the sand. I don't know what it is. I think I want to maybe try and blow it up.
What do you have? Do you have the bomb set for single or?
Yeah. Gotta test my accuracy.
I always drop them in a stick.
It depends what I'm doing. For Mark 82s, I usually go in pairs, but
I'll do
lost
like
it.
a stick of 3, so I can do 2 drops.
Yeah.
Or I'll just drop.
I'm
all
gonna
of them.
just drop down low and hope they don't have much in the way of AAA. This is usually the best way to scout out a target, is to fly low over them.
In before manpad.
Yeah. I did look here before, but to find an area to go at, but I didn't really Didn't really look that closely. There's an oil pipeline. I don't want to blow that up. Alright, let's see. Here's Palmyra's there.
You guys need to get IL-2. That
Yeah,
would be
that'll-
content.
Might have to do that.
Is that?
It's a World War II sim.
I remember playing IL-2 on my Xbox. Oh, I found things. Oh!
Come.
I'm just gonna die. I don't even want to eject. I don't deserve that.
Bingo. Bingo.
So, what
Wait,
have
stream
we
cam
learned?
go- Oh.
They do in fact have man pads.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
I was like, oh, that looks like a guy.
I just heard you go, oh, and I didn't know what.
I didn't even. My brain stopped working, and I just like couldn't remember how to dispense countermeasures, and I just like hit the boundary, pulling hard on the stick. All right, let's try that again.
On semi, if you set the countermeasures to semi, the second.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I just my brain just
Yeah.
stopped working.
Well, I was just gonna say that the second default program is like a long one. It
Mhm.
like launches out like 10 chaff,
Yeah, I usually go
10
to
flare over
3.
the span of like 20 seconds.
Right, I'm gonna just do hot start because I already died, and I'm just gonna input a waypoint and then. Okay. So, note to self: don't do that again. Don't fly that low. Maybe I should take Mavericks.
Don't do that again. Basically.
Don't be stupid.
Don't do it.
That is a challenge to deal with.
Okay, I'm gonna be on there in a second. Hold.
Alright. Okay. I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 4 for my AWACS, and then I'm gonna go steer point 1, and I'm gonna put my coordinates in again.
I mean, searching for individual small targets and dropping on them with Mark 82s is kind of an unrealistic mission. Like,
Yeah. True.
it's kind of a futile mission. So if I would say go Mavericks if you're.
Yeah, I mean there were other vehicles. There were some clusters, but you know what? I want to return. I'm gonna release the
Dropping Mark
slot.
82s and stuff is gonna be for like, a strike on some buildings or
Yeah.
something.
I thought this was a
Or
better
column
area
or
than it
something.
turned out to be, but yeah, okay. And now that I look closer, that's not a very good area. I gotta find a better spot. That's the thing. This server, it's kind of mid. It's just there's a lot of little groups of targets, so probably Mavericks would be better for this, unless I go way over here, and then I can absolutely get my cheeks clapped by everything else, Sam's and
Do gray flag.
Gray Flag.
Gray flag.
Okay. Okay.
You need some mods for that one. You need the Black Hawk and the AC-130.
Okay, I have neither of those.
They're
I won't-
easy to download.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll find some quickly. Or I'm just gonna wait because Jimbo, you're getting on right now, aren't you?
He's muted.
He probably stepped away from this guy. I think he is, so probably will do something and coordinate that with him.
That is a glorious phantom picture you have as your.
I know, I
screen.
love that one. I also have a glorious one as my. I have several glorious ones. I'm working on a mission right now with Greek Phantoms. It's not particularly realistic because we don't. It's like modern, but we don't have, lightning pod and stuff, or any of the other systems. Hopefully, Heatblur will give us those you know, like the RWR ECM things on the intake strikes, whatever they're called, and the bird slicers soon. I know
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
I know they're not going to do anything, but just for the visual.
yeah. It'll be nice as well when Jester can use the targeting pod.
Yeah, yeah. It's not easy to do. It's probably better at the moment to just, you know, have them buddy lased. Either work with a
Yeah,
JTAC or have some other aircraft that can have a pod. If that works, that's fine. That's super easy to do. You can just dive toss or do even if you just did direct mode and just dropped it, you'd get it close enough that it would pick up the laser and go. So it'll be fine.
yeah. You can just do the where you fly formation with the
Or that.
blazing bird,
Yep, or that.
and he just counts you down, and then you drop.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about doing a mission like that with whatever mode it is, laydown, I think, where or no, it's I forget what mode it is. You know the one where you're flying straight and level. So it's like CCRP, but in the
Yeah,
the
that's lay
Phantom.
down.
It is laydown,
Yeah.
okay. So doing that
Or
with like
target find with the targeting
yeah,
pod, but yeah.
but doing that with the uh whichever system, the WRCS or whatever, and just dropping like 28 Mark 82s or whatever. I think that would be fun. And doing that with like
Yeah,
a couple of Phantoms. So you just have the
that's
lead.
gonna be yeah, that's gonna be easy to do when we have because you can designate that with the targeting pod as well,
Mm-hmm.
so you can use it as a bomb site basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good
That's
too.
something you can do in IL-2 as well, by the way. There's like bomb sites for the bombers.
That is cool. I would
Yeah,
love to
I
have
did
like
that.
an HE-111 or a B-17. All right, this happened before. Is this it's
There
gonna,
is an HE-111 in IL-2
I like that plane.
and a JU-88.
That's a good looking bomb. I like this
Yeah,
picture
that's
too.
probably my favorite World War II bomber, the JU-88.
I know you don't like the Terminator Phantoms. Don't like the jaws on them. I do.
Bleh.
I like them. I think they're neat.
I just don't like Turkish stuff.
I think their Phantoms are really cool. I love them. They're really cool.
Nah. Did you know that they still use Pave Spike?
I did know that. And South Korea did until they retired their Phantoms last year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Turkey in general.
Yeah, I forgot Sweden you had a bit of beef with them.
Yeah. Well, also just like their president is a kind of a nonce. Like
Yeah.
he's a bit of a pedo, but
Yeah, I don't know that much about him, but I know he's been in charge for a very long time and their economy isn't
yeah, I mean
spectacular because of his policies.
he's
That's,
basically a dictator.
yeah. Do you think that their elections are legitimate?
No.
No. I'm not really serious, but again, I don't know enough about it to really be able to make any
I just
assessment or
know
have
that
an opinion.
Bro said that it's legal to marry 3-year-old girls, and if you rape your wife, it's not rape because it's within a marriage.
Yeah, a lot of countries still have that latter thing,
Yeah.
and I
And if
am.
you have that policy in your country, I don't like your country.
Yeah, I don't really agree, but I mean, I don't think it was that long ago that a lot of Western countries changed that, but um. But anyway, hopefully Jimbo will get back at some point today.
Yeah, maybe he'll come back now that we talked about that.
um.
He loves his non-consensual antics.
Oh God. Come on. Good sort of favorites just for you. And I'm just gonna do something. Actually, no. There's the other one that was a little bit easier and maybe had some better target.
Do you have a video for how you make custom themes for the different
I don't. I don't
modules?
think that I do. I can't remember.
You should make a video about that, because I've been meaning to swap out some of mine.
Yeah, I can do that. It's not hard. It's really easy.
Yeah,
It's just
make a
about.
video.
Okay, I'll put that in my notes. Supposed to make like an A10 fueling video. Somebody
Just putting a straw up its nose.
yep. Alright, well I'm gonna hang out on this server until Jimbo gets on and then we'll wanna do probably eating dinner. Probably getting high.
He was gonna play DCS, but then he got high. Da 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 da. But yeah, I like IL-2 because there's a lot of focus on the Eastern Front,
Yeah.
which like the Eastern Front air war never gets covered.
No, I know nothing about it at all.
Yeah.
Except that no, pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I just like it because it's a lot more gritty. Like it's fun flying in the winter
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I hope we get like it'd be cool to have like an Ardennes map. Well, I don't know how well that would work because it would obviously just be specifically for either really early, like 1940, or 1944 and early 45
In what game?
in DCS. Like for if we had an Ardennes, or it would
Maybe
have to
the
just be like
Cold
an
War,
expansion of Normandy. Would make
maybe
the
the
most
Cold War
sense.
map will have the Ardennes
Didn't
in
they
like the
show
bottom
pictures
left.
of the map?
Yeah, they did.
Find those.
It was gonna have a little bit of France, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit of France, little bit of Poland, little bit of Denmark,
Um,
and
it
some of
does
yeah, and
actually.
Belgium and
So the
kind of
first
yeah.
phase is um huge, actually, with 100 billion airfields. Um,
Spang, 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 spang.
so we have 100 billion airfields here,
Can't wait to fly out of Spang.
and then phase two, we're gonna get a little bit of extra stuff. I don't know what air bases or anything, and then eventually a little bit of France, like Alsace, and some of the Netherlands, and a bit of Belgium. That would be cool. It's like
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to get like a World War II. I mean, like a Cold War Europe map. Like I want the Cola map, but at the same time, it's like I need space.
I mean, this is a Cold War Europe map.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Says right there, Cold War
No,
Germany.
I know that, but I don't like. I'm thinking I might get that, or I might get Cola at some point. Let's do seed because I don't use.
Cola was such a wet fart of a map.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think they should have done. They shouldn't have done Cola. They should have done like the middle of Scandinavia, like the Baltic
Sweden.
Sea, basically. Well, they should have instead of being at the top of Scandinavia, where it's like where Finland, Russia, Sweden, and
Yeah.
Norway
So
meet.
the Baltic Sea instead.
Should have done the middle of the Baltic Sea. So we've got like Sweden, Finland, uh, Estonia, Russia, Latvia, Lithuania,
You
that
think
that area
like
instead.
modern day or Cold War? So with those Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania in the like in as Soviet republics or as
I mean,
NATO
either
countries.
or. I mean, it's the same
Yeah,
geography.
yeah, that's true.
Just that area,
That could be interesting,
because
yeah.
I think that would be a much more interesting and realistic scenario. Because I don't know if there would be a lot of fighting up there. I mean,
Well, there is because of Murmansk, so it's not so much that there'd be so much fighting if the Cold War had gone hot, or anything, but
Well, I mean, if that's what I'm saying, like if the Cold War would have gone hot, there would have been a lot of fighting across the Baltic.
yeah, of course. But I think, but also remember that around Murmansk, it's obviously close to it's above the Arctic Circle, so that was the route for strategic bombers to fly. So you had a lot of air bases for
Yeah, I
just
guess.
for interceptors, basically. Because you have obviously Murmansk and Severomorsk and all of those air bases there. So I think that there would be a good amount. And I mean, even for peacetime, obviously, I mean, this get boring. I find it interesting, but all of the peacetime intercepts that happen like continuously since the 40s or 50s.
Well, there's a lot of intercepts over the Baltic as well.
Yeah, it's true, because they do Baltic air policing as well. That's a good point.
I mean, that's like 90% of the action that Sweden has seen with our Air Force for the last 50 years is just intercepting SR-71s and MiG-25s and Su-27s.
Yeah.
We're the only ones to catch the SR-71, baby.
With what?
The Viggen.
Okay.
The only plane that ever did it.
How?
Well, we came up the other way, and we locked it up, and it would have been in range for a Skyflash missile.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And we also saved one that had an engine failure, and it had an engine failure over the Baltic Sea, and the two MiG-31s were scrambled to like force it over the Soviet Union, but then two Swedish Viggens went up, like got between the SR-71 and the MiG-31s, and then escorted the SR-71 to Denmark.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of funny because that mission, or that event, was declassified like a few years ago, and it happened in like the mid-80s.
Oh, I didn't even turn it on.
And those pilots got a pretty high, like, level medal.
The Swedish pilots?
Yeah, they got like honors in the US a few years ago. I don't remember which medal it was, but it was like a medal from or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like 40 years later.
Yeah. Somewhere. You see it until Yumbo gets back. I want to get my NATO MLU F-16 so I can do Baltic and other air policing.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the other thing with the Baltic, is flying the Viggen just over the water and shooting anti-ship missiles across the Baltic Sea towards Kaliningrad.
I like peace concepts. They're interesting. They're kind of hard to do in DCS, and they're not fun. But they kind of are. Oh, for
Yeah.
SH-11. I'm gonna go due west once we take off. Okay. But not really that exciting for most people. That's not why people got DCSs, to scramble and take off and then not shoot something down.
Yeah. You should toss bomb some CBUs.
I never figured out how to do it in the F-16. Because every time I tried, it just didn't work. But I was probably doing it wrong. Drag shoot for this. Have one.
Oh man, I would kill to have that.
There are regular Block 50s that have drag chutes. The Greeks and the Turks have them, and then there's a couple other countries.
Yeah.
F-16 is bad at stopping, so we need drag chute.
Yeah, it's really weird that the US never put drag chutes. I mean, I know that they have like 15 million mile long runways.
Yeah, that's why.
Like,
it's because we don't expect to fight a war where we don't have a really good runway. And if we do, then we could use, you know, road bases, Hornets and everything, but just anticipate using good runways, at least with F-16s.
Yeah. You know how to do mark points in the F-16, right?
I think so, but refresh my
Like with the
memory.
HMD and stuff. You
I know how to.
press 7 for mark on
Yeah.
the ICP, and then
Did you DMS up and then DMS
no,
up
you
long
do
and then
just click 7 and
yeah.
then hold TMS up
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I did that.
to get the circle on the
Yep.
HMD. Yeah, then you designate with
Yeah.
TMS up again.
Yeah, so it's just the same way as like basically slaving the T-pod or whatever to whatever sensor to the HMD.
Yeah. Do you know about, like, the reason I ask is I was wondering if you know how to like use the harm in EOM mode.
I don't.
Ooh, that's a good mode.
How do you do that?
Basically, you you put a waypoint where you want to shoot the harm, and then you assign the waypoint to the harm, and you assign the harm to a certain radar, and you shoot it, and the harm heads towards the waypoint and starts looking for it.
So that's like, it's like the whatever it's called mode, the pre-plan mode in the Hornet.
Yeah, you have it on the weapon page of the harm.
Oh, hold on. You guys be on in about an hour. I don't know when you sent that, so I might have missed that. It might have been a little while ago, but yeah, we'll be on for a little while. So Guillermo will be back shortly, and then we can play. So, sorry, what did you say? How did you do that with the harms?
Just bring up the weapon page, like same page
Yeah,
that you bring up
page.
the Mavericks on.
Oh. Okay. And
then you change it from, I think it's FOV mode to pause or something. Well, let me see. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up.
Oh, there it is. Oh, position.
Yeah, has. Change it from has to pause.
Mm-hmm.
And then you change it to EOM.
Okay, so it's on EOM, and then RUGAM. And
then
PB, I assume, is pre-briefed. Range unknown, and something else.
Yeah, so you want it in EOM, and then you choose the emitter you want. So if you want the track radar, you choose the 11.
Mm-hmm. I do actually, because that's what I'm going. I'm going in the wrong direction, I think. Oh, this is where I'm going. I said I am going in the wrong direction. Whatever.
And then you put a waypoint on the site. And I mean, now you can technically do it on the map because you know exactly where it is, but if you didn't, you can use the HTS pod to triangulate the position, or get it to fire at you and then put a mark point where the missile trail is coming from.
Okay.
And you have, if you're using the HTS to triangulate, you still have to use a mark point and put it on where the triangulation is.
Okay. I'll definitely have to remember that. I very rarely, if ever, use the HTS. Or, I mean, use the regular mode without the HTS.
Yeah, I mean, you want to use them in combination. Because EOM is a much more reliable mode than just purely shooting with the HTS handoff.
Well, then let's do that. I'll just get a waypoint right here.
And the cool thing as well with that is that you can fire it very far off bore sight. You can like basically shoot it at like a 90-degree angle. Obviously that eats energy, but
Yeah.
like I did it the other day, and I went down behind the hill, and I shot from around. Shot behind the hill, and the harm went up around the hill, and went to the target point. It's like the hack mode.
Alright. I need to go in the right direction. Oh god. A5, those don't scare me that much. Like, they have a silly range, it's like 140 miles, but because it's 140 miles away, you just turn around and then they don't hit you. You just run out of energy. Unless you're close to them, obviously. But even so, it's a massive missile that can't turn, so...
So on the EOM mode
yeah,
page, like the weapon page, you should see like a green line, and
yep.
you'll see the info below the green line. That's like info on a weapon that's on your aircraft, and then when you shoot, the info is gonna be above the green line.
So how do I put, like set that to the right, you know, waypoint?
Just designate it to the waypoint. Press like MCell or whatever.
Oh shit, okay. Let me jump. Hold on, is my thing on? There we go. It would be wise for me to put my things on now. I don't know where that SA-5 is. I'm gonna go away because I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, SA-5 can be spooky.
Just because I have no clue where it is. It's over that way, right? I just don't know, like, how far it is. Just this scary thing. I'd like to not get shot down again. God, leave me alone!
Best bet is probably to notch it at this point.
Huh?
Best bet is probably to notch it at this point.
Okay. Is that just like basically fly at like a 90-degree angle to it?
Yeah.
I'm really bad at beating missiles.
Put it off your 3 or 9 o'clock.
Kind of over there. I'm scared, so I always forget, like with the HMD, the little thing that indicates the thing that's locking you, and it has the little cutout and it has the diamond. So to see the direction that it is...
The cutout is where you're looking, and the diamond is where it is.
Okay, that's what I thought. And I can also see on my RWR.
Yeah.
For the sake of curiosity, how close am I to dying? Oh, does this not show missiles? I guess not. What the hell is that SA-5 though? Over here, it's in Damascus. Ish. There it is. Okay, so it's not close to me. It's... okay, it's like 75. Alright,
I'd say just go low until you get to your target area.
yeah, can you remind me how to designate this as my target, my waypoint?
Go to your waypoint page and try to click 0 MCell. On, like, what should I have the asterisks on? Not sure. Maybe just try to cycle like the up and down, the increment switch.
So I can do that. Ready sequence? Probably not. For God's sake! Might already be because it had like the thing around it.
It should say below on the weapon page. It should say the waypoint.
Right under where the so it says 11 box and then underneath it says 1.
Yeah, okay, then you're good.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I thought. Nice from on.
Yeah, top is the radar you've selected, and below is the waypoint.
Okay.
Okay.
Fly over the sand. Have kind of made this funny. That's something I really need to practice is beating missiles. Because I'm not very good at it. I have a vague idea of what to do. But I prefer going against like SA2s and things that I'm not really scared of.
Yeah. I mean, you did just beat it.
Yeah. Those aren't really a concern. It's like the only way you're going to get shot down by an SA-5 is if you're in like a B-50. If you do literally nothing about it, then it will probably kill you. But if you turn it all, then I think that it's just so not maneuverable. I don't like SA-6s. Those scare me a bit. Because those are maneuverable. I've practiced beating them, and I have beat them, but...
SA-3 is pretty spooky too.
Mhm.
That's pretty maneuverable.
Yeah. I really don't like manpads and IR guided shore rads because I have absolutely the most horrendous situational awareness of anybody in the world, and I just die to them constantly.
I mean, in any modern scenario, pretty much the rule is just don't go below 15,000 feet.
Yeah. Or that's what I do. If I know that there are SA-6s in the area, I just stay at 30 or 28 or so AGL, and then it's fine, but... I didn't...
Can the SA-6 not reach up to 28,000?
The SA-6... I have my little thing here. SA-6...
I swear the SA-6 can reach up to
26,000. The shore red system, it's not really...
Is the SA-6 a SHORAD? I guess it technically is, but I mean it's longer range than the SA-3.
Yeah, well, it's... This says, which I think this is pretty accurate for DCS anyway, it's 13.5 nautical mile range.
Yeah.
I would call it... It's kind of short because it doesn't have the altitude that the SA-3 can get to. Alright, so for release here, I'm flying towards the target, and then once I'm in range, I'm just going to fire my missiles. Or pull up and then fire my missiles.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, you can only... You could just fire one, and then keep the other one.
Yeah.
The other one will be queued up after you shoot the first one, but, yeah.
Decline, because I need...
And obviously the thing, when you shoot it, it doesn't have... handoff. It's just being sent to that waypoint, and then it'll activate the seeker and look for the radar. So
alright, I'm gonna wait and see if this kills my SA-11, and then I'll see if I need to fire my other one, or otherwise I'll find another target.
oof.
It's looking...
Harms are very satisfying to shoot.
Yeah, I do like them. I hate trikes. I have never hit anything in the Phantom with them. I need to practice it. I tried a different method, and every single time the seeker just does not activate, and they just go over.
Yeah, you just gotta practice. WRCS mode has been way more successful.
Yeah,
for
that's
me
what I was trying. I'm trying to use like the direct seeker, because doesn't that just like automatically turn on?
Yeah, but yeah, that reduces the range.
Yeah, I mean, you can still use that and loft it, which is what I did, but it just didn't activate regardless, and
But
it went
the thing
over.
is that it doesn't loft. As soon as it comes off the rails, it turns down.
Okay. Well, you could
'Cause
still
it's
like you
an
could still
active seeker.
okay, still pitch up,
It's like a, you know,
get a little extra range.
well, yeah, you can pitch it up, but
That's
as
what I
soon as
mean.
it comes off the rails, it's gonna pitch it down.
Mhm. But
Like
it'll still
it's
get
gonna
you
come off the rails and point down
Yeah.
towards the emitter.
But every time I've tried it, it's just I'm pretty sure I'm using the right seeker because it's still detecting the radar, and it's still like I'm still getting the symbology and everything with like the AOA indexers and the launch lights and everything, but it's
And you're setting the altitude for the target.
yeah. Yep, and I told Jester, but
I mean, you just gotta fly your numbers and pay attention to the
I don't know if that's where the
to what
same.
it's telling you.
Oh, it's kind of near there. Looks like it's doing something, but that might not be the right. We'll find out.
Did the SA-11 ever start emitting?
Maybe not. I never got spiked by it. I think it's behind a hill.
Yeah, because if it's not emitting, it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it did nothing. Alright, now let's go see if I can piss off this SA-11 and actually go after
Yeah,
it.
you could do, with the EOM mode now, you could also just do like a super close range shot. Like, you go defensive, go down low to the ground, point your nose up for a second and launch it.
Okay. I didn't really take into account terrain.
That's the cool way to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get close-ish. Okay, 20-mile range.
I mean, just for the fun of it, just so you can see, like, get in pretty close, like, get within, like, 10 miles, and then just, like, put it, like, 60 degrees off your right or left, and then shoot.
10 miles away from an SA-11? I'll go 20 because I'm a pussy and I don't want to get shot down.
Nah. Okay, go... Well, the SA-11's max range is, like, 10 or 20 miles.
20 miles? Oh, it's 19. If I'm within 10,
Yeah,
then I
okay.
die. Can't.
No, not if you're low. Go low.
49 feet. I'll die. Fly
Go
low and
low.
fast, but watch the deck. Okay, yeah, I'm
Full burn, don't be a pussy.
how much fuel do I have? 700 pounds? I'm probably gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter how much fuel I have.
Yeah, full burn, put it on the beam, get into like 12 miles, 10 miles, and then just
I have
shoot
to,
it.
the prerequisite is making sure that I actually get spiked by this thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah, which is also why, like, you can go up, get it to shoot at you, go down to the ground and defend, and then...
Yeah, I'm gonna get over this hill, because it's over the hill, and then I'm gonna climb up, and then... How far am I? I don't even know. Not very. 25 miles-ish. I like how this hill, I mean this town is just kind of like on this hill like that. Oh, there's another hill. Oh yeah, because it's in like a valley.
Yeah, so this is like perfect.
I just need to not completely forget about that SA5. Well, it's not locking me anymore actually, because it's rain, so... That's good. The missile went stupid. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I think. Oh.
So yeah, when you go in, put it off. Yeah, put it off like your right or left side by like.
Yeah, I'll keep it at my probably 2 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
1:30, 2
Watch
o'clock.
that harm go. You probably want to pull a little bit up so the harm doesn't go into the floor.
Yeah, that's smart.
Because it takes a whole second for it to start pulling up.
Alright, 16 miles.
Yeah, that should be good.
Alright, I just have to... Oh, I am getting spiked by it. Its radar is on. That's on my thing. Now watch this, everybody.
Oh my wamo.
Yeah! That was cool. Now I'm going to get the fuck out of here before it actually realizes that I... Can the SA-11 do, like, point defense and shoot down harms? I don't know.
Not likely, but
This doesn't...
maybe.
This doesn't say so, and usually it does for... Yeah, like the SA-12, this says it is capable of that, but... Alright, now what...
SA-15 is.
Yeah. I killed it! Yay! I
Told
killed...
you it was good.
Did I kill the...
You
I
were
killed
searching for the track
tail.
radar.
Yeah. I did something. I'm
11.
saying locked by it because
You can choose all of them, so you can choose the, like, it's just in the different tables, and the 11 is the track radar. And
yeah, doesn't the with the SA-11 the track radar it's kind of built into the launchers, and they have multiple, don't they?
yeah, but that reduces the range significantly.
Yeah. So okay, so SA-11. So I didn't actually do anything really to that damn site. Because there's like
You
4 or 5...
reduced its range. You reduced its range from 19 miles to like 5 miles. So
Did they have to like all work in like conjunction then to get at that better range?
no, they used no. It's the track radar is the track and search radar is what lets it like shoot out far.
Because I think that it said that I killed... Okay, so I killed a Fire Dome L, which is the, what? Triple Erector Launcher or something like that. Oh wait, no, so I did... Okay, never mind. Don't really know the combos. I'm gonna put this, just for the sake of learning. Go spectate this. So these are the launchers, like that. They have their little radars in there. Yeah, but okay, so there's this...
Said in the chat you killed a fire control radar.
Yeah,
So.
which is one of these, which has missiles on it, so it's one of these when the stream catches up. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of them. 7 more of them. So there's 8 at this site, plus the search radar, plus the command post, plus a truck and a tank.
Yeah, I guess it would have been better if you targeted the...
It would have been better if I went in like an F-111 with a ton of bombs and just blew the shit out of it, but...
Or targeted the search radar, but...
Yeah, but it doesn't need that to... According to this, to... Alright, it would just reduce the detection range.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what would reduce the range.
Yeah. Alright, so I have to go due east, and then go to H4, and then... This probably has easy comms, yes.
Inbound.
I wish SAM suppression actually worked in this game, and it was like actually suppressing. You just have to kill stuff.
Same suppression with...
That's some...
Elaborate.
Like, actually, like... If they see a harm is coming towards them, they turn their radars off and they run the fuck away. Or if a harm lands 15 feet away from their face, they're like, okay, fuck this, we're getting out of here, we're jumping in a ditch.
Well, isn't there a, in the mission editor, there's like a...
Yeah, a really annoying script that you can set up, but it's
well,
like
you can
that
do
should
like,
be...
not shoot and scoot, I mean the disperse under fire, I think that works still for those, but then... You can set it so it's like...
disperse, but that's, I mean like where it turns off, because like in real life the personnel would just be like, oh, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, true. For to make them move, that's not that hard. You can do, there's a number of ways you could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have it so it's
can,
like if a missile is in the zone or lands in the zone.
Yeah, no,
then,
I'm talking about like...
Yeah.
A bomb or a harm lands close to them, and they're like, let's get the fuck out of here before another harm comes in. We're abandoning ship.
Yeah, that's not hard to do. Because you can there's a thing in the mission editor, so if there's a weapon is in the zone, you could set a zone around that, and if a weapon is in the zone, then you can have it just activate a flag, and then you can have a condition so that whatever unit or site will hold position until it gets to a certain condition. That condition could be that flag, and then if that happens, then they'll switch waypoints and they will leave. So there's setup involved. I don't know if there's, I don't remember if there's like an automatic way to do that coded in yet.
Yeah, I don't mean necessarily leave. I mean just like it's suppressing, like them. It just basically just turns off the SAM site for.
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand what you're getting at.
Like there's a video from like, I think it's from Desert Storm, where a Strike Eagle is shooting an AGM 130 at a SA3 site, and you can see from the AGM 130 camera as it's going towards this SA3 track radar, that you can see the dudes hanging out, and they're running like away from the radar site and like jumping in ditches and like diving for cover. That's what I mean.
Why are you shooting at me now? I'm almost home. Oh, and there's a fucking J11 here. Okay, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but if a harm suddenly lands next to me, I'm not sticking around for the next one.
I'm gonna die.
At least not for a few minutes. No, you're gonna win.
No, there's a J11 on my nose that's flying over my airbase, and I'm getting shot at by an S85.
Just send...
It's like my airbase. It's right there. I can see it. I can see it. Alright, I'm gonna spam ram this guy. Fox 3. Nope, Fox 3. Ending. Nope, that was the wrong button. I wanted to do that. Oh, I lost the lock.
Trackable scan.
Found him. Stop losing the lock, please. Ah, he's right there. Fox 3 again. Die, please. I swear to God, I'm not gonna die right here at my airbase. If I died at this SA5, I'm deleting DCS forever. My missile just hit the ground. Fox 2. Oh, I killed him. Okay.
Yoo-hoo!
It's premature.
Now go low to lose lock from the SA5.
I think I did lose it. I'm not getting spiked anymore, so... Yay! Supertech says, I missed it. What ordnance do they have? I was using HARMs, AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missiles. They go after radars, and Aggie was teaching me a new way to use them that I didn't know about, even though I've had this jet since 2021 or something. Or 2020, probably, actually, so like 5 years. 4 and a bit.
AGM-88 Charlie.
Yes.
Would be cool if we got some like other models of arms, like the earlier models, like the B model.
I don't know
Just
anything about
have
them.
it.
Except
I mean,
they're probably not as good.
Yeah, it's just a slightly worse harm, but it would just be cool to have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the worst. I like how... I like the stuff that's worse but more interesting because we don't use it.
Yeah. B model is what they used in Desert Storm, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they entered service in, it was like the mid-80s or early 80s or something, the early harms. It was the 80s. I know it was pre-Desert Storm, but I don't remember.
Late 80s, because during the early 80s they were still using the Storm.
The what?
The Storm and this standard arm.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a shortening of
Yeah, I get it, at least.
AGM-78.
And they still use trikes. They use them in Desert Storm a little bit. But just the old stocks, but it's mostly harms at that point. Alright, I just did a video on how to land in the F-16 the other day. Let's see if I can do this and not completely fuck it up. I think this is the right runway.
Check landing gear.
It's not the right runway.
Are you landing at H3?
Oh, it's H4.
No.
H3 is southeast of here. That's where I started from, H3 Northwest, the last server I was on.
Going round, runway occupied.
Alright, 2.5 Gs. I'm a little bit low already, so I'm just gonna what is it, 2.8, so I need...
Quite high for your.
Yeah, but that's barometric. I'm
Great.
actually... I was at like 1,200 or 1,300 feet.
Oh, you don't have radar alt turned on?
No, I do, but I was at too much bank angle to see it. I'm slow, actually. I want to be this slow, and I want to get a little bit of altitude. Metric. Declutter my HUD. Useful thing that I learned. Except, actually, I'm not, because I can't see my radar altimeter now. I need that, actually.
I recently learned that if you have the HMD on and you hold DMS down, it turns it off.
Yeah, I've done that a bunch of times without realizing what I did, and I was like, where did my HMD go? And I figured out that it toggles it.
Yeah.
Never really use it.
Yeah, me neither. I just put the visor up or turned the knob.
Yeah. I always forget that this thing has a toggleable visor.
I wish it actually had a visual change, because that's one thing that I don't like with the ED modules, is that they don't have an option for like a shade visor, because
It's mostly just...
it's so frustrating, like flying into the sun and not like flying towards the sun and not being able to see your HUD at all.
yeah, I know the Raspberry ones. I know the MiG-21 has that, the Strike Eagle has that, the Kiowa has that. I don't know about any others off the top of my head.
Mirage 2000 has it.
Okay, so it's all the Raspberry modules. I'm not experienced with that.
Yeah.
I don't really... See, I kind of have mixed feelings about that, because it's usually not useful for me, because I generally fly... I mean, I have my gamma lower, so it's usually... brightness is usually fine for me. The narrow
Well,
runway.
the brightness is fine, but it's that it washes out the HUD.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you're flying into the clouds and the sun is behind the clouds, it's like it's just white in your
And
face.
use your analog instruments. The backup ones. That's what I like about the Hornet, is being able to do the HUD page. Just for landings, if it gets
Yeah,
washed
that's
out, then...
Very true. Good
Oh.
landing, good landing.
But it was not too bad. Alright, I want to do more seed, and I'm going to use that mode more, because it's fun. I'm going to do the same exact thing, because I still have that steer point there. Oh, and I always forget, I rebound. I didn't realize until recently that my my paddle switch on my stick is a little axis, and I can use it for brakes, and I just keep forgetting, and then I keep using my button.
Yeah. What you also could do, you could do a mixed loadout. So I have a loadout where I run 1 harm and 2 JDAMs with airburst fuses, specifically for like seed and deed.
Probably amend that with CBUs.
Huh?
I'd probably amend that and take CBUs instead of JDAMs.
I don't know.
The
I think-
87s or the 97s.
Yeah, but if you take the JDAMs are lighter, and you can do the airburst fuse, and they have a CBUs are kind of inconsistent, and you can toss the JDAMs way better. That's what I do with that loadout. I'll send a harm, and then I'll go in close, and I'll like use my targeting pod to refine, and then I'll toss them.
I need to practice tossing with
I mean, it's super easy with JDAMs because you literally just pull up and then it gives you the bracket, like the range bracket.
So
and
are
when
you,
you're in range, you drop them.
Okay, so you do it just exactly the same way, basically, but you,
Yeah, grab some JDAMs. Do it.
Okay.
Airburst fuse.
Yeah, alright.
1 harm and 2 JDAMs.
Imagery. Airburst fuse, that's fine. What?
Request refueling.
Photo delivery am I doing?
Request rearming.
Fire squadron.
Copy.
I had to do the Jimbo VR technique and do ground jettison. Because they don't refill.
23rd.
Yeah, because they don't refill drop tanks on the F-16 for some reason.
What are the 23rd called again? Oh yeah, Fighting Hawks.
Yeah.
Bang, spang, spang. Yeah, now the only spang
Oh, that.
F-16s is the Warhawks.
Yeah. When did the 22nd and 23rd get disestablished? It wasn't that long ago.
I think it was quite a long. It was like 10 years ago or something.
Find out. Find out on F16.net.
It was like it was in the 2010s.
Yeah. It's ads. Air Forces Europe. All the pictures aren't loading, that's fine. There it is. Oh, okay, you're right, 2010.
Yeah.
I thought it was more recent than that. I don't know. And fuel, yes.
I mean, the Wild Weasel mission has gone down the drain.
Yeah,
ever
'cause
since Desert Storm,
We,
or after Desert Storm.
yeah, because we've mostly just been throwing sand around.
Stealth. Yeah.
Stealth and, you know, going against people that may have, that don't even have man pads. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the Prowler and the Growler still operate over Iraq and Afghanistan and everything.
Yeah, but they don't, like, they used to have a dedicated Weasel school, which was like a half-a-year program, and now it's like the F-16s, which are the quote-unquote Weasels. They're like, oh, here's your 2-week course on the HTS pod. Go have fun.
Aren't they a lot of the squadrons in, like, the PAC-AF? Don't they kind of specialize in, seed?
I don't think any F-16
Not
squadron specialize in seed
Not like
anymore.
completely specialized, but I think that some
Yeah, I
of the
don't
ones
think
at
any of them do.
Osan, I thought
think
I
I
thought a
think
lot of
they
the ones
have
in
the
Korea.
capability to shoot. I think specialize in the F-16's case is it can carry. They have HTS pods in their storage and they can shoot harms.
Yeah,
Like they
I mean
do
that
not.
was the original main focus of the Block 50 because the CJ, it was the seed jet. But,
Yeah, and they were a lot more seed oriented in like Allied Force. I mean, in Allied Force, the CJs like did only seed, pretty much. That was like their dedicated mission.
yeah. Very narrow runway.
I love the look of that loadout with the 1 harm and 2 JDAMs.
Interesting rotation here with. Whoa. Fine, I was already actually trimmed out a little bit.
You know that there's on the back left panel you have the trim tabs. You can see how much you've trimmed out, right?
Yeah, I know that. I just don't.
Yeah, it's super useful.
Yeah, I just
I
don't
found
know,
that
like.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I knew they were there. It's just more about. I don't know how much I need to trim for an asymmetrical load, because according to the F-16 manual, the real one, it says that you were supposed to. That you're supposed to basically trim the aircraft before, if you have an asymmetric loadout, before you take off.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chart for like how much trim you're supposed to do depending on how much weight you are asymmetric, like how asymmetrical it is, but I don't know, so.
Yeah, I don't know either. I usually just before I take off, I look back there on the left and I just pull the.
Eyeball it.
Yeah.
A road spectre gaming efficiency depends on the squadron. My squadron focuses on strike. They could do C, D, but it isn't the main focus. What squadron is that you're referring to? And what do you do? Are you
Is this a DCS squadron or is this a real life?
Yeah.
Are we sim gaming or are we real life service?
I gotta turn my things on. Why are you on the?
I can't see your chat for some reason. Refresh.
Experience page.
I'm really curious what he says.
He said real life. That's cool.
Oh, okay. What squadron
Yeah.
are you a part of, good sir? Man, why is my chat broken?
Is it just saying
It's just blank.
I don't know why that is.
Oh, there we go.
I'm ready to get snacking a bit.
Oh, 35th.
Oh, I didn't see that. My bad.
What does FGS stand for? I know FS is Fighter Squadron, but I don't know what the G is. Never seen that in an F-16 squadron.
Fighter group.
Fighter Group Squadron? Fighter Family Group!
Oh, that's the okay. I remember what it's. More space. Fighter Generation Squadron. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yeah, me neither. Never heard Generation. I've seen TFS, I've seen...
FIS, they don't do that anymore. That was Fighter Intercept Squadron.
Yeah. That's funny, because that means fart in Swedish.
What does?
Or FIS. Fis. It's like a little poot. Yeah. TFS, FS, FIS. I think there's FTS as well, Fighter Training Squadron.
I think so. It's FW, Fighter Wing, I think.
Yeah.
They still say group at all, or is that like a World War II thing? I know it was in World War II, but I don't know when if and when they stopped doing that. I think because they changed things from group to wing at some point in like the 50s. Because you had, like in the Navy, you would have, carrier air group.
Yeah.
Or, because it was
tactical
carrier air group or commander of the air
Tactical
group.
air wing.
But they changed it to CVW, which is carrier fixed wing. Or, but they still call it CAG. And the RAG was replacement air group, but they changed it to the FRS, the Fleet Replacement Squadron, but they still call it the RAG. Alright, hi SA5 again. Ooh, F-22 Squadron. I prefer the F-16. I like 5th gen, but 4th gen has more soul.
Yeah.
It's just because they've been around longer.
It's funny that we say that now, because like anyone who's more fan of a Cold War, like Cold War area, like Generation 3 jets, would say that Gen 4 has no soul, because it's all fly-by-wire, iPads.
Well, it's not all fly-by-wire. There's still some cable
It's pretty
jets.
much all fly-by-wire.
Tomcats aren't fly-by-wire. I guess would you count like prowlers?
Yeah, but that's
No,
early.
exploded.
Obviously you would say the Tomcat has soul.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
true.
F-18,
That's like-
F-15, F-16.
Yes. God. SA5. You're not gonna kill me, actually. You know, knock on wood, because this is gonna be the time that I die to it.
No.
I'm gonna defend and just go in low because that seemed to be intelligent.
Just remember to, on the shot table, the weapon table, to change to the SA-11 search radar instead.
Okay.
So you
which
actually
is
don't just take out another
a snowdrift.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, because you can take out the tells with
Yep. My
Jade
Jade
aims.
Where did Jimbo go? He left the Discord.
I think he just got timed out or something.
Yeah, maybe. F-16s doesn't fly the wire. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
That was like the whole thing with that. It's the first electric jet.
It was only the A model that didn't really have fly-by-wire.
Yeah, because that was like... Was that at all, like, assisted by electronics? Like, because, you know... Super early in that, because...
I'm honestly not sure, but... Yeah,
I do remember reading
when
something about that,
came out,
but I can't...
F-15E is definitely fly-by-wire, because F-15E is like, other than the EX, is the most modern F-15.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was the whole thing with MISIP was like a total... I mean, MISIP was mainly for the F-15C to get like upgraded radar and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm pretty sure MISIP also included fly-by-wire.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that. I don't know enough about the F-15 in general, especially the C. I mean, the state that I live in still flies the F-15C. They've flown since I forget when. Actually, it wasn't that. It was this century because they flew A-10s. But
I mean, wasn't it like only a year or so ago that the last international F-15Cs went home? They were like deployed to Okinawa or something.
I don't know.
I have to look this up now.
Yes, please
Rogue
do.
Spectre. I gotta do.
Because I thought I was under the impression that was kind of part of the thing with the F-15 is that it was one.
Well, I mean, it could be because
at least with the C. Or is it something like
Yeah, it's actually the F-15EX Eagle 2 is the first USAF F-15 to have digital fly-by-wire flight control.
Okay, and corrected.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
F-16 is the first full electric fly-by-wire jet. Okay. I think I was mixing those up.
yeah,
I knew it was one of the two, but I thought they were both kind of considered electric jets. But all right.
Oh yeah, because they called the F-16 the electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I was mixing those up a little bit. All right. Interesting.
I figured MISIP was. I figured that the F-15 did get fly-by-wire with MISIP, but to be fair though, I guess it makes sense because some of the stories I've heard of the F-15 with like how it could be dangerous to fly it at certain envelopes and stuff. I guess that makes a lot more sense if it didn't have fly-by-wire.
Okay.
And it only has like stability augmentation system.
Oh yeah, because the that makes sense because I remember the Strike Eagle startup, at least just in DCS. I remember there is a stability augmentation system that you turn on.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously the the electric jets don't have that. It's kind of built in.
Yeah. The F-16A, the early F-16As didn't have any movement in the flight stick. So it actually caused a lot of issues for pilots because they had no like input at all, or no feedback.
Yeah, that would be so weird. I mean, even the quarter-inch, it's like the stick that I'm using. It's about what it is. It's about a quarter. I mean, the force isn't realistic, I guess. but I don't even have to look. I know it's gas.
Yeah, I mean, fucking the noises. Yeah, exactly. It was more avionics, I guess. I mean, I don't know that much about the F-15 and MISIP and stuff, but
I am
yeah, I know it was mainly avionics.
more of a
I've never been an F-15 guy.
I'm more of an F-16 enthusiast. F-16s and F-18s, I think.
Yeah.
I killed the
All the-
snowdrift. Alright, this is my new method of using harms because it's way better than the other one.
I
Thank
mean,
you for
both
teaching.
work.
Yeah.
It's just situational.
Yeah, true. I like
Obviously, the HTS pod is way better for a pop-up threat.
Obviously, because you don't have a... This is
And the
probably
HTS
better
is
for...
good for... Yeah, and the
known
HTS is good
targets.
for finding stuff and triangulating the position so you can put mark point on it. And I mean, HTS is also good now that you're... I mean, you have the again, you have the waypoint on it now, but if you didn't, the HTS can also help queue your targeting pod, so...
Yeah. Oh, can it? So if you lock that, then can it just slave the
Yes.
T-pod to that?
Yeah, as near... It won't be perfect, but it's slated
roughly.
near.
Okay.
Yeah, the better the triangulation, the closer you are. It's really useful.
That's really cool. I wish I could fly in an F-16. I never will be able to, obviously, but that would be cool. Alright, how do I loft these or toss these? Do I just basically pull up and be at not level and then release it?
Just pull up until the bracket grows and the carrot is inside the bracket.
Yeah, I don't know what my range is.
Literally like dropping JDAMs normally, but you're just pulling up, or you're just going upwards.
Am I supposed to be in pre-mode, or...?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use your targeting pod to find
my
the
T-pod off.
targets.
E on. Yeah, I have a waypoint on it, so I could probably... Yeah, I should probably...
Yeah, I would say refine them a little bit.
My targeting pod is... says it's
I
off.
would probably
I
just
don't know
log
why.
one at a time.
Yeah.
Rogue Spectre, I have to ask, what blocks of F-16s do you work on?
40s if it's 35th Fighter Squadron. I think.
Okay.
Let him answer though, obviously. Alright, I have to just not die so I can...
Now he's gonna say like 42s or something. Very specific.
It's the same thing, just with the primary motor.
Yeah, and I mean the Block 40s and Block 50s are basically the same thing nowadays.
Yeah. Just with the warhead. I like the warhead, I think it's neat.
Me too.
Be fast, 600 miles, pop up 4 to 5. Okay, I need to wait for my targeting pod to be up. I want to fly more of the Sinai map. I gotta explore that more. I've been trying to come up with some more mission ideas for that. Because it's a good map. It's a good looking map. It's not as good as Syria, but it might look better.
I'm just waiting for the Germany map.
Yes. It's gonna be a massive map though. It's gonna be like 140 gigabyte one, at least when they, upgrade it eventually. Expand
Good
it.
thing I just got a new SSD, so I've got over 500 gigabytes of free space just for DCS.
I have an SSD dedicated to DCS, but it's not enough. I need to get like...
I only own 2 maps.
Yeah, I own more than I have installed. I have South Atlantic. That's probably one of the only things that I regret buying, because I never used it. I haven't actually played on it since they added the winter textures, and that was like almost a year ago. So...
Oh shit, they have the center display? That's sick. And I'm assuming they have the General Electric engine and stuff. the CDU is so cool. I wish we had the CDU in it.
Yeah.
Like as a toggleable option.
That's something that's probably one of my favorite things about Heat Blur is that they give you options, and I actually really like that they are giving just the like cosmetic things. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of people probably who would rather have it be you know, functioning, but I think that it would be.
I mean, who cares for like an IFF antenna if it's functioning or not? Like,
Oh, for
and plus that's like detail that they just don't need to add, but they're doing it because they're awesome.
yeah. And I like how they have different
But it would
variants.
be cool. It would be cool to get other variants of the Viper. Like I've said so many times, I would easily pay $30 if ED released like a later tape Block 50 with the CDU, laser JDAMs.
I don't
small
think I'd
band
pay
on
50 for that. I'd pay.
Scorpion. I said 30.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But I would
easily
pay.
30 for all that.
I think that they would piss off a lot of people by doing that.
I mean, they did it with the A10.
Yeah.
And the A10 got like
It depends how
4 new weapons. The A10
depends
got
how
like 4
different
new
it
weapons,
is.
and it got the Scorpion HMD, and it got the like. That was a pretty big update that it got, and if the F-16s received the same, I would be totally fine with that.
I would rather them just give us LJDAMs and APKWS, and same thing with the Hornet, just so that.
Well, I mean that's part of the upgraded tape that I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I know that. I know you said that, but
Is
I
that-
mean,
yeah,
at
the current
least just
tape that
those.
we
I know
have-
it's technically not correct, but you know.
Yeah, that's their whole argument, that they're not going to add it to this one because it's the wrong time frame. So I'm just saying, like, okay, give us a full modern Block 50 Viper.
Yeah. I defeated that one too, but.
So Rogue, with the General Electric, it's start 2, right? It's always start 2.
JFS.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to get killed by this thing. I can't. I should have done JSOWs.
True.
That's my go-to if I can't get it. Just reach out and poke it with those.
I mean, if anything, you're just wasting their missiles, and when it
Yeah, but they
shoots-
have a lot.
Yeah, but
It's like
I mean,
4 on each one or something.
Also, probably
3 or 4.
way easier way for you to ditch their missiles is probably just like when it goes off the rails, dip down towards the ground so it just heads into the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
I mean, I can't dip down that much because I'm already at like, you know,
Yeah,
less
but
than 500.
if you the sooner you do it, the more it'll do it, because
Right.
the further the missile is, the more it's gonna try to lead you.
I'm not getting slant range to this target. On
That's
my-
actually a way you can like abuse SAMs in this game. Is like as soon as you hear the launch, just dip your nose down.
Because they'll try and lead you and just go into it. Okay.
Yeah, they'll go 10 meters and then they'll go into the ground.
Well, we're gonna test that theory shortly.
I hate when people do start 1 in the F-16 DCS. It triggers
Why?
me. Because it's a General Electric.
Oh, so did they just do like start 1 in with the Pratt & Whitney jets?
Yeah, I think they're... yeah, it's like... Obviously Rogue is gonna tell me I'm wrong here, but it's like... They have like a general thing where it's like start 1 and start 2 for specific engines, but if something goes wrong they do the other start, or if it's like... There's some other specification for when they would do it differently. It's like... certain weapon or something.
Well, I lost. I gotta read all the things he's saying. My monitor, because I have to pull my monitor forward so it's like centered in front of me when I'm doing F-16. I can't really see the monitor, so I have to keep looking to the side. Alright, I might go blow something else up in the meantime, and then go get JSOWs, and then go fuck this thing up. Because I'm struggling to be able to... I've lost, like, my target, my T-pod placement, so...
I think you need to go lower than you are going. You're
I was going lower, but I need to get... It's hard because it's like I'm out of range once I get over the crest of that hill, and once I get over the crest of that hill, I immediately start getting shot. I get engaged as soon as I get there.
I see you flying at like 100 feet. I want you at 10 feet, man.
Okay. Alright, the problem is though, is I have to find that,
Are you a weasel or not?
I have to find that,
Go do the British style.
maybe spike by something.
Oh yeah, JF, yeah, unless you don't get a good start, then the crew chief has to pump the JFS again, and then they'll go JFS1, and if no start, again, pump again, and then JFS2, okay, JSF, JFS. So many acronyms.
028 for 170 at 30,000 knots.
Shoot at me so I can find you thing.
Isn't it just on the waypoint? Waypoint 1?
But yeah, I was thinking, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm stupid.
Just do cursor 0.
Yeah, I know. I'm dumb. Forgot how to do it. Sometimes it's like I can actually know what I'm doing, and then other times I just completely forget how to do it. Like, we're... God's sake!
Yeah, it's different when you're actually in a stressful situation.
Like the other day, we were streaming, Jimbo and I, and we were flying in Hornets, and I spent like a couple minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't lock on to targets, and it was because I forgot to actually make my display.
Oh yeah,
soy.
I watched that. Yeah.
So,
That's funny.
I'm gonna die. This is the one.
Okay. Yeah, just lock it and then go super low. Pull up. And when it's in the bracket, drop it and then go straight down. You got this.
Well, that's gonna run out of fucking missiles by the time I get there. I gotta keep an eye on fuel too. I'm not that far, but I'm only at 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, remember dip down when it shoots at you.
Yeah. If I can't get it on this pass, then I'm gonna egress, and I'm going to find something else to blow up with my JDAMs, and I'm gonna land just so I can get fuel.
That's fair.
Alright, let's try this again. I'm gonna read the comments. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing with BMS that I'm like,
I need to check.
I'm like jealous of, is that it has so much stuff to play with for the F-16.
I've been thinking about trying that, doing a stream where I try BMS. The only reason why I'd want to do it is basically just, for the Block 40. That's the only thing I care about in there.
I'm gonna close it.
What server are you on? Is where Rogue Spectre's asking.
I'm on... Good question. I think it's like VF81. Just no hyphen or anything, just VF81. And then it's like Syria Siege or something like that. It's the easy one because I was getting my cheeks clapped on the first one, the harder one.
Cheeks clapped.
What's my fuel state? I might just get 4 harms and just kill all of these launchers. Or JSOWs.
No 4 harms. No. Disgusting. No.
I do that sometimes. I was doing that with the Hornet, but that's the Hornet. They usually do 3 with hard wing, but...
I don't even think that there's that many Block 50s that are rated to carry 4. It's just for ferrying. Like it can only shoot 2.
Well, this is DCS.
Yeah, thank you, Rogue Spectre. See, we have a fucking crew chief in here.
What did he say? Can't really
He
read.
said, "Don't you do 4 harms? That's gross."
No, it is gross. I agree with you. I don't like it. I don't like F-16s without wing tanks, but thank you. Am I flying low enough? Am I going in the right direction?
Are you cutting the top of the leaves off with your wings?
Kinda.
Well, if you're not doing that, you're not low enough. You need to go British mode, man. Tornadoes over the desert. 10 feet off the ground.
Why T-pod being not cursors?
Counter.
Oh, I'm not even going in remotely the right direction.
Counter.
I don't know the difference, Rogue Spectre, between crew chief and weapons team chief. You're all ground crew.
Pull up. Chat. Play.
This is gonna.
I
be
say
the one.
that like that wouldn't be like the coolest job ever, but
There we go. Saw that one coming.
I'm waiting for stream to catch up.
I got too close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, there's still quite a few missiles. Alright, I'm where did I take off from? I forget. We're over here. H4. Where is it? Okay.
Oof. Yeah, you got way too close.
Yeah, I know, because I was guiding to
You can
basically.
lob those things from like 15 miles.
Yeah, I know that, but I was like, I was flying in the wrong direction. That was part of the problem. That was the problem. Alright, we're just gonna do 2 JSOWs because I don't like taking 4 Jimbo VR. Let's do Osan Air Force. I have a 35th Fighter Squadron left.
Oh, I see. So you're the guy that like was like 3 guys all carrying the AIM-9 on their shoulder, and they're like, "Up, turn." It's so funny when on
We're
those
gonna do hot
videos when they're
start.
like yelling,
It's-
90-degree turn.
Alright, to appease you, I will do Kunsan because this was Osan. This one. Why does it just restrict like the number of liveries that I can use when I
Is it Kunsan or Kusan?
Kunsan? And there's
Oh, I thought it was Kusan.
there's Kunsan and there's Osan.
Yeah, I know about Osan, but I thought it was Kusan.
No, there's another N. Did I have the 80th? Yes. That one. I am a big fan of the Flying Fiends F-16s, the 35th Fighter Squadron or whatever it is, because I think that it's one of my absolute favorite F-16 liveries. I love it. Here we go. This one. All right.
When you're loading the F-15, have you ever licked the radar resistant paint to see if
Did
you
it
get
taste-
superpowers?
I bet it tastes like Skittles.
It tastes like metal and magic.
Tastes like Bernie. You should
Jesus Christ.
should try that when.
Tastes like burning.
I think that's a Simpsons thing. I think Ralph said that. Supposed to be in a block 40, but we don't have that because we have the block 50. I gotta do Misawa
I
jets
saw a
because
guy
they
who
fly
was
Block
making
50s.
I saw a guy making a mod where the like model for the HUD changes to the
I did see
HUD,
that, but
I
the
don't know
problem
how
with
to-
that is that because you don't have access, nobody has access to the 3D model, like PDM files or whatever it is for the for this. It basically just adds it over this HUD, so it's still there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know it wouldn't actually change the.
so it's basically
size
it's
of
just
the
added
model.
on top of this HUD, so you can still see the frame from the wide angle HUD. Alright, I still have my coordinates here, so I can go steer.
But do you know if that mod actually is up or?
No. Widow on the Discord was talking with the guy, so he knows a bit more about it than I do, but I don't think that it was ever up.
I need that mod.
I know, I would use it even though it's whack. I need to tell Widow to tell him that. Alright, let's see. Northing, 32381.
Sick! You drank jet fuel. Let's go.
That was probably
Bro's
a good
got
idea.
Bro's definitely got superpowers.
I like how,
If you fart, does a little bit of afterburner come out?
don't they use jet fuel for like... I've read a couple things. One was that somebody painted like a shark mouth on a Phantom. The squadron commander, or like the commander of like the wing, because I think this was at Keflavik in Iceland, basically said, it was like the commander of U.S. Air Force's Iceland, or whatever the command is called, and told him to get rid of it, and they cleaned it off with the jet fuel, so...
Wow.
So I probably wouldn't... If it can dissolve paint, like aviation paint, then it's probably not...
It's gonna dissolve your insides.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that scandal that happened a few years ago, or like a year or two ago, where there was like fucking jet fuel in all the food and water on one of the carriers.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that much, to be honest. That happened. I have heard about that, I
And I
think
saw
in like the showers and stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
sometimes
I saw an
you could
interview
just
with a guy.
smell
He was like,
it.
yeah, I saw an interview with a guy, and he said something like, "Oh yeah, they like the doctors like took a test on my blood, and my blood is like 1% jet fuel."
That's probably gonna cause some health effects down the road.
Yeah, but it's pretty badass. Bro is the JFS. Little jet fuel didn't hurt no one.
I found a jet fuel scented candle somewhere online.
And it doesn't melt steel beams, by the way.
No, but it's in an enclosed space. It's like an oven, and then that will heat that up. I mean, my dad was a firefighter for decades, and there was at least one instance where there was a fire in an office building, and there was a steel beam, a support beam on the ceiling that had warped because of the heat, and that was not jet fuel, but it was just that, you know, convection effect.
9/11 was an inside job.
Bush.
Bush did the bush. Also, I appreciate that you're just taking 2 JSOWs instead
Yep.
of 4.
I had done 4 when they first came out, but I don't like that. It's inappropriate. It's not befitting of jet as beautiful as this.
Bush did 7/11.
Alright, standby. Now it's going to be air to ground, make that soy. TMS left.
I wish the F-16 had the unitary brooch.
Yeah, me
So-
too. Aren't they kind of phasing out most cluster munitions anyway?
I don't know.
Hey, why are you drifting now?
It is kind of hilarious when cluster bombs were where like a part of like as part of like the Geneva Conventions or something, they wrote out cluster bombs because they're like too cruel, and the only two countries that did not join was Russia and the U.S.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we like our cluster bombs.
Yeah.
We'll keep.
Oh, Russia absolutely adores them. They have used them so much. I mean, we gave Ukraine, like, was it the ATACMs that have whatever variant that is that has like 180,000 tungsten balls or something like that. I know that's not really, it's more, well, that's more shrapnel actually. 'Cause they're not sub-munitions, but still.
I mean, the U.S. has no chill. I mean, during Iraq, they were using like flechette rockets in the Kiowa.
Yes. I know
No
the Marines, at
chill
least in Desert
whatsoever.
Storm, use like... Can you explain to me? Am I being stupid?
Yeah.
I am.
Are you in area track?
I was trying to do area track and point track, but it just won't stabilize.
Do the area track.
Area track also not stabilizing. Or is it stabilized? Oh, it is now. I'm just... Okay, I'm stupid. Well, let's see. Ms. Page.
Just do a TMS down to lock it.
I'll just do area track. It's working now. Fine. I'm gonna put it right there. Right there.
Are you gonna drop both of them at the same time?
No, I'm gonna release one, and then I'm going to move the thing, and then release another one.
Oh. I just drop both of them and then put it at like 150-foot spacing.
That would also work. I'm just gonna do.
Ah, okay. All 97s and 87s got converted to WICMIDs.
We don't really do much in the way of unguided stuff now. It's rare that you ever see anything with, you know, PB or Mark 82s or anything.
Yeah,
Unguided
unless it's
stuff.
in training.
Yeah, of course. I want for...
I'm sure there would be some kind of use for it.
Yeah, of
I
course
mean,
there is. If
like
you have a large target area that you just need to eliminate everything in a given area, then yeah, they work fine. But because of everything that we've done in terms of close air support and urban CAS, kind of it's better to do you know, JDAMs and things.
Yeah. He says get that speed up.
Mach 0.87. Fast though. Why not? I have fuel. I'm not going to use all of it. Is zone. Pickle.
Jizz.
Yeah.
That's a very unfortunate.
What? What
Like,
happened?
What?
Oh my fucking god, I know exactly what happened.
Did you die again?
Yes. Because
Oh,
for
wait,
some
what was
unknown
this?
reason, when you do a hot start in the F-16 in DCS, the RWR is off. I was getting engaged by an SA-5 the whole time. I didn't know that
my
because the
God.
RWR was off. I've died, and in the Hornet, it's the same thing. I have done that so many times because of this. Okay.
You are a special boy, Mr.
Yes, I am. I have died more times than I care to admit because of that. That was not
Your
the first
moves
time.
are weak. Your moves are so weak.
Turn those on again, turn this off, steer point. Let's watch my JSOW though. Okay. Yeah, I didn't fence in, you're right. I was distracted by talking about what I was doing.
Oh, now you're blaming us, huh? You're blaming us. Blaming me and Spectre.
Yeah, but it's all your fault.
Typical.
My JSOW, I can't. I need to put in this. I'm going to
J-meow.
for the 8,000th time. I was doing so well at first. Kinda. Well, there it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna I can input this quickly, and then I'm gonna taxi out. 3, 2, 3, 8, 3, 6, 1.
I wish there actually was a weapon like the cruise missile in Call of Duty, which is just it's like, for the animation, it's like a JSOW that opens up into a Hellfire.
Yeah.
That would be cool. It's just the JSOW is just the shell. I wish there was a weapon like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. It kind of defeats the purpose, you know. The shell is kind of redundant.
Yeah, I mean the shell is the shell for like the cluster variant, and it's like a stealth thing, but yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can actually be competent and actually fence in this time, like you said. I know better, but I'm also
Yeah, you
not
know
really
better.
that focused. I'm kind of like, this is a casual mission. A casual mission. So,
It's kind of funny. Speaking of the Hellfire, Sweden uses the Hellfire, but we don't have any. We don't have any attack helicopters, and we don't have any attack weapon capable drones.
so what do you use it? How do you-
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, which is really funny. We have a ground-launched Hellfire that's just mounted on a small rack that, like, you can basically set it up like a mortar, and then we shoot it and we laser designate it from the ground.
So it's just like a.
It's a mini.
It's like an
HIMARS.
on steroids.
Yeah, it's a mini laser guided HIMARS.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool.
It is cool, but
Literally just like a, and it's cool because it's like you carry one, and then it's like, you know, like one soldier carries the whatever, it's like the rack, and then two, and then you'll have like a quad bike or something with like 3 missiles on it.
alright, let's do this time. Fuel. Emitters, I have all my stuff on, and I have countermeasures and everything, and I have my RWR on. You can tell because I'm getting locked by that SA5. Navigation, I'm going roughly in the right direction. Sort of. What's the other one? Countermeasures, which is that stuff, and then there's just another one. Employment. I forget which one is first. And I have all my things set up. I have my master arm on. I don't need it on yet, but it's on, so I don't forget, because it doesn't matter. But
I'm gonna send the picture of the Swedish Hellfire launcher in general.
I'm do altitude here.
It looks super cool. Artillery. I think Sweden should buy HIMARS, to be honest.
I like HIMARS. Are
Yeah.
evidently been proven to be effective in.
HIMARS and ATACMS.
Yeah.
We did just buy, just got our first cruise missile.
What kind of cruise missile?
It's a new one. It's called like the Taurus or something.
Is that like a European development?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured.
I think it's developed by Poland or Germany or something.
Actually, that sounds familiar.
It's really big and blocky. It looks like a boat.
Horus. Not constellation, not horoscope. Where is cruise missile? That is blocky.
Yeah, so we
It's
finally
not that
have.
new. It came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's new for us. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And I think it's the newest version of it.
Yeah, probably. I guess that was original. It was Germany and South Korea and Spain or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our first long-range standoff weapon. Unless you count the RBS-15, which is a beast. But that's our anti-ship missile. Which is like the best anti-ship missile in the world.
I like quick sync. It's not a missile, but fun to watch the videos of that thing hit boats, because it is aptly named. Alright, JSOWs are ready.
Imagine if we had the Penguin missile and the F-16.
Give me my Norwegian F-16 and give me the Penguin anti-ship missile.
Give me Harpoon missile.
Or the Popeye one, so I can have that on the Phantom. This absolutely ridiculous piece of machinery.
I need to do more anti-ship. And I never do anti-ship stuff.
I don't,
in
because it's
DCS.
boring. I find it. I don't find it to be very interesting. Oh, I look, I did I do something? Was that me? I don't even I don't even know. Alright, so that's a target.
Are you actually using your air-to-ground radar?
No.
I need to use that as well.
I don't.
I've never used it.
I've never ever use it either. Alright, why are you being...
Why are you running?
Alright. Can I please not be killed by this SA-5? Again. I'm gonna have to... I need to... Let's have support. No, it's not one of those missions. Point redeem. Tomahawk strike.
Spectre, if you're still here, what's the easiest weapon to load onto the F-16? That's probably gonna be the AIM-9, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's probably the light. Can you hold off on shooting for like 25 seconds, please, SA-5? Actually, you can shoot whenever you want, because I have time, now that I have my thing on. Pickle and...
65k for anti-ship. Yeah, I get within like 6 miles.
Pickle. Bye-bye.
It's actually Bruiser. Bruiser or pigs, I think.
My jammer working? Yes, it is. Let's turn it off. Gotta get down low here. I need to learn how to do the like Vietnam War era technique for dodging SA-2s. So it's like, they call it like take it down. So they'd like let the missile get above them and then dive down so it would go way too fast, and then they'd pull up hard because the SA-2 wouldn't.
Well,
be
they
able
also
to.
did the thing where they would pull into the missile. Right?
Yeah, you would like put it on as what, like your 1 or 2 o'clock, something like that, and then just do like a big high G barrel roll. I think it was one of the ways. Oh, I look at my Dead Reckoning skills. I accidentally turned in the exact right direction, kinda.
JASSM and AGM. Yeah, I wowould bet the AGM-65 is a pain in the ass because you gotta slide it into that rail. And it's a big fucking hunk of junk.
Teapot master. This should be off now. Let's find my things there.
Inbound.
I'd be curious to see how well JSOWs are doing in Ukraine.
What was that?
I would be curious to see how well JSOWs are doing in Ukraine.
Do they have JSOWs?
Yeah, they got approved by Biden before a few months before he left office.
I kind of had stopped really following that closely. I'm not surprised that they have them. They have, what, the JDAM ERs, and they have every other type of cruise missile that NATO uses. Not all of them. They don't
Yeah.
have tomahawks. That would be silly. They don't have a way to use them.
I think they were gonna get approved for JASM as well, but I don't think they had time before Biden went out of office.
Yeah.
But they have the AGM 88B, they have JDM-ERs.
Yeah,
they
that's
have,
kind of sick that
so-
they. That's one of my favorite things about that is just how they managed to, you know, stick all of those things onto MiG-29s and Su-27s.
Yeah, it's like the drawing I did.
Yeah.
The MiG-29 shooting the harm in the background. There was an awesome the podcast that I follow, 10% True. He for a time he sold a T-shirt that was like called Harm Shooters, and it's like at the very front there's a MiG-29, and behind it there's like an F-16, and behind that there's a Phantom. It's like the legacy of the Harm Shooters.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like the Hornets that would do, you know, 3 harms, the hard wing loadout, and OIF. I kind of like that loadout. I'm not doing it for the model I'm working on, but would have doing 2 GB12s and a JSOW. How close am I? I want to watch. I want to see what happens with. I'm just gonna orbit here because I have a good amount of fuel. I just want to see what happens.
I think I'm gonna hop to bed.
All right.
It's late.
Yeah.
It's 4:13.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, dude. We'll definitely have to maybe next week or sometime do, you know, fly together again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able next week, but
Okay.
yeah.
At some point in the future, we'll definitely do that again.
Yeah.
Why?
See you later, dude. See you later,
See ya.
chat. Good, nice talking to you, Rogue Spectre.
Zone. Yes, Dead Yeti, this isn't F-16. Oh, okay, that scared me for a second. I forgot. For some reason, I thought that these were gonna do unitary broach things. Alright, let's watch it happen. I hope that I did it. Well, that was reasonably effective. I'm gonna do harms again, maybe. I'm gonna... Alright, see ya, Aiden. For watching. Where did I end up? I spent like an hour and a half. I just spent like an hour and a half trying to kill this one SAM site. And it's standard operating procedure for me in Jimbo. Yeah. But it was effective enough. Killed what, like 3 or 4 of the launchers, which I needed to do. I have to find somewhere else to go after.
Altitude. Altitude.
Radius landing.
Check landing gear. Wind 014. At 2 meters per second. Runway 28.
level break. Oh, I meant to take screenshots. Whatever, I took some earlier. You're going to replay and take more too. Bit low there. I'll switch up the server. Maybe I'll stay on this. I kind of want to play on Sinai a little bit, but probably keep trying to do some progress. I don't have any of my own F-16 mission aid right now that I'd want to do. I really want to kill that SA-5 because it's a pain in the ass, but I need to. That's difficult because it's way over by Damascus. I have to dodge in a million different SAM sites to try and get rid of it. AAA and fighters and everything. Center line, but back to join Discord. Alright, cool. Appreciate that. Oh, running out of runway. Because the damage, please give me the drag chute. I want the drag chute. I know I'll never get it because this is great. Whatever. I just want like an option. So I could do like the foreign operators of the Block 50. It's like the same thing, but it's just I don't know. I know we'll never get that, but it would be cool. It would involve, obviously, adjusting the canopy as well. I mean, the cockpit, just to get the switch with it. It's here it goes. Right here, or right there. One of the two. Alright, let's figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do now. Let's see. I mostly killed that. I would like to go and blow up everything here. I could do that with JDAMs, but I can't really do that because this is still wait. Oh wait, no, that's forgetting where it is. Oh no, the SA-11 is like there. I'm gonna do that. I want to kind of go for this area. Is there anything here that's going to inevitably kill me? Doesn't really look like it, not unless I get low. I'm gonna take JDAMs because I love JDAMs. Fun. I'm just gonna do. I'm not gonna do any airburst fuses. Mechanical. And no. This. First of all, I have to do that. Get rid of the drop tanks. G38s. More GB38s. Plugged. Conical. That's the same weapon.
Request rearming.
And I didn't get all the fuel I needed.
Copy.
Damn it. Whatever, I'll wait and I'll get more fuel. Let's see. Set a wait. Hero. Altitude. Okay. Have all my stuff now. I think I have all my stuff. That's what I want to do.
Altitude. Altitude.
Now I'm gonna take some screenshots for the thumbnail once I get to altitude because I do that. Alright, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be streaming. So I don't know if I'll be able to catch you today, but definitely in the future though we can play at some point. But again, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be streaming. I might do this little bit and then call it for the night, but we'll see. And then my speed brakes weren't out for that takeoff. Keep climbing here. A5. I don't even know where that is. I want to find that out. I think I know where it is, but over here. There's 3 track radars, 2 search radars. A challenge. I think I could do that by myself. I don't think it would be that hard to get close. I just have to go in really low down. But I would need... I don't think I could do that by myself. That's... I can't really tell what that is. Back there. No, somewhere there's wood. I want to go and get rid of. Go. ET-76 is a truck that's something I don't know what that is, and here's a tank. Go. On station. Now measured. And then start on. Everything's all set up and everything. All right. Why am I putting the teapot on that page? I'm doing that wrong. Just that. I forget why I was doing that. Oh, I remember why. When I was shooting the harms. I'll just kill that. Kill this too, cause that. I do love the range that you get with the GBU-38s. Hey, over there. So I want to kill that tank that's over on the other side of the runway next, definitely. Check on the progress of the JDAMs. Arriving shortly. The truck there. Two shacks. Nice and easy. That's where we want to go. I gotta find a hard target. I think probably that's PT-76 over there. But I do want to see if there's any AAA or anything truck there. Wait for this to go first. Jack. See if I can strafe anything here. Just gotta be careful of any possible AAA. Or even that for tack in. Because it's they can't really get to me very easily. Alright, that's my fuel state. 7,200 pounds, okay. I strafe that thing. That's probably what I should have gone for. Okay, so that's kind of to the west, northwest. Mind. Was way off. Bad. Check, is that doing any? Yes. Damaging. Oh, what the? You just tried to shoot at me, I think. Concern. Alright, I'm gonna chicken out. I'm gonna art some. And I think I'm gonna end the stream.
Inbound.
Close contact. Not totally then. Almost.
Altitude. Altitude.
Turning to update. Come on. Get off.
Check landing gear. Wind 014 at 2 meters per second. Runway 28.
Good job setting up for this approach. Come on.
Going around, runway occupied.
Be great. Here.
Check landing gear. Wind 014 at 2 meters per second. Runway 28.
Right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for the stream. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate that. If you want to join the Discord, hit that link that's in the description and or the chat. Yeah, that's on both. Like, subscribe, etc. Live streams are on Saturdays, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, and occasionally at other times. We'll let you know on the Discord though.
Taxi to parking area.
Anyway, have a good one. Hope I'll see you next time.